Football fans, week 4 is here. Week 3 is in the books. And I'm excited to have you back on another episode of All Smoke, All 32 with Aaron Givens. Now, I can honestly say this is my first tough week. Quite a few teams that I think a lot of us may have seen that we didn't expect to see win definitely pulled out a W. So I always start off uh, the new week with my apologies to teams that I didn't expect to win. And I got to give a shout out to the Colts. I said and knew it was going to be a trap game, and it was. The Colts got the victory, so shout out to the Colts and apologize to Baker and the Panthers. Baker pulled out and got his first W against the Saints. Titans finding a way to beat a winless Raiders team. Raiders, man, you guys are really, really looking like it may be just that down and out year unless you could pull something back. But starting 0-3 Raiders is tough. The Bears, of course, pulling out a way. Even Justin Fields coming out and saying that he played like crap, and they still found a way to beat us, running over 240 yards on the ground. Even though we still literally had the game in the bag, controlled most of the way, even though we were down 10-0, found a way to come back and take the lead and just can't finish. Davis Mills, I hope the Texans are looking to go straight to draft a quarterback in next draft because I think we've seen all what we needed to see with Davis Mills. Dolphins finding a way to beat a real scrappy, beat up but strong Bills team. That was impressive. Way to be the only AFC team left to be undefeated. Um, I don't think a lot of people expected that, but they expected the Dolphins to definitely be somebody to look out for, and they're showing why. Jags. I know the Chargers are beat up, but again, an impressive win, 38-10. I mean that's definitely getting you guys more notice now. You are the leaders in the division, and it's definitely going to be interesting to keep an eye out for the Jags. It's looking like Trevor Lawrence may honestly find a little niche. I understand the Chargers didn't really have the pass rush with Bosa and a little banged up, but I mean it's next man up in the league, and if the Jags are showing that they can play football, it might have the AFC South champs already looked at. Um, Falcons, I can honestly say that you guys are playing football way more better expected than I thought. And for you to go out against a tough crowd and to beat them, a team like Seattle, in a close one, hats off to the Falcons. Hats off to Mariota finding a way to show that you could still play at a high professional level and get the job done. Packers, wow, I apologize. I mean, I don't know what's more impressive, you guys getting the W or going up and scoring 14 and not letting the Bucks basically get any more points than that. You definitely could have went up even more and made the score more convincing in the win, but of course the fumble down by the goal line and a couple miscues, but shout out to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They're definitely showing why Rodgers is still always in MVP talks and was the MVP last year is because he finds a way to beat good teams, great teams, Super Bowl contending teams like the Bucks and yeah, the Browns. Last but not least, I didn't expect it, and they definitely proved me wrong. Um, this Brown team actually might be able to win enough games. So the fact that when Deshaun comes back, they're going to be in playoff contention. That's going to be scary and put a whole twist on the league. So shout out to the Browns for finding a way to get a win on Thursday Night Football and really putting the league on notice that if they can win now, watch out when number 4 steps on the field. But, you know, I did get 7 right. Shout out to the Broncos winning on Monday Night Football. The Rams taking care of business. The Eagles really showing why they're might be the best team in the NFC right now. The Bengals finally getting a W. The Vikings holding it together and getting a division win. The Ravens really showing that they need to pay Lamar Jackson, and he found a way to beat Belichick on the road like I said he would. The Cowboys going with my gut, figuring out a way to get it done with Cooper Rush. I told you the Cowboys was going to end the Giants' little undefeated streak. Yeah. So let's go. Here we have it. The battle of the horses. You got Waddle, you got Hill, and you got Chase, and you got Higgins. You got a young coach, undefeated, hot, looking good, and you got a coach that literally just got an opportunity a couple years ago, taking advantage of the great team that he's been drafted in the past couple of years, went to the promised land, couldn't come back with the Holy Grail, and now he's looking to start it again and seeing why it's not easy going to a Super Bowl, losing or winning, and going into the next season and trying to go and repeat. I look at this game right now and I'll tell you this. When you look at the numbers, Miami really cannot stop the run. They're one of the worst teams in the league, the bottom 6, in stopping the run and attempts. So if they could get Mixon going, that's the Bengals on the ground, whether it's through the air with screens, tosses, counters, that is definitely going to give Burrow some time in which he's pressured about 36% of the time, which is going to be a problem for the Bengals. The Bengals really went into this past offseason and trying to put more protection around their quarterback, but it seems as if that teams are still finding ways to get to Burrow with them only being able to win one game, and that's against the Jets. Now, when it all bundles down to it, I really, really feel Miami on the road coming in to Cincy is honestly going to get caught off guard. And I don't think they're going to be able to play all 4 quarters with Tua kind of banged up and being so that Mixon is not the same running back as Singletary. And they did a great job against Singletary and company with the Bills, but this team is designed to not only run the ball well, but to throw the ball well. So I got the Bengals going back on a hot streak and beating Miami in Thursday Night Football in a close one, 28-24. That's all I have for this episode of All Smoke, All 32. And I can't wait to see you for my week 4 predictions. See ya.